offer integral cancer treatments to more children. He is Carlos Puente, spokesman for the Green Party, and he promises they'll keep working for the health of every Mexican. Green Party.
XEPRX 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the Mighty 1090 studios with Mr. Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, fresh back from our 20th annual Kingfisher Charters Sitka, Alaska trip. We're going to have stories of Alaska fishing. We're going to have stories of local fishing. And a lot more. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. The bluefin are abundant this year, but getting them to bite is another story. But if you're willing to chase them, there's an opportunity to land the catch of a lifetime. Now, getting the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford is much less effort because the gigantic summer sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealer. Choose from a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs and save big on interest charges with 0 APR long-term financing. On top of that, your Ford dealer will give you an additional bonus for your qualified trade. This special offer is available to anyone who gets approved through Ford Motor Credit. You'll also find great deals on new Ford Super Duty, Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. So why chase deals all over town when you can land the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV you've always wanted during the Ford Summer Sales Event? Stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Ranch is small, it's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. It's unique.
A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created 2 new sizes, introducing the Tranx 300 and 400, available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Chip and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. I want to say it feels good to be back, and it does.
Yeah.
But boy, it sure felt good to be up there too, man.
Man, what a trip, huh?
Fantastic. We had such a good time.
20th annual Father's Day special.
Yeah, that was it. Leave Father's Day morning, and awesome group of super fun guys and fishermen and fisherwomen, and we got treated to the Kingfisher treatment as always. I mean, those guys just don't disappoint. It is such a fantastic trip, man. We just had a blast.
Took a lot of dads with you and granddads too, including your dad.
Yep.
And a granddad sitting right here, Doug Kern, went
That's
with
right.
You. Right.
What's up, Doug?
My first annual, and it was a great experience, as promised. I mean,
had you ever been to Alaska before?
I'd been to Alaska, but not to Sitka. And, you hear the stories. I mean, I've been listening to Rick come back for 18 years or 19 years, whatever it's been, and, just hearing about what the scenery's like and what the lodge is like and what the fishing is like and the boats. But until you get up there and experience it, it's better than I would have expected. The lodge there is so nice. We had this beautiful giant window that looks out over the bay there, and you can see the volcano in the background, and snow on all the mountains still left over, and just beautiful scenery, and bald eagles flying in and out in front of the window there. And then you get up in the morning and have a great breakfast. They do the food up right, and then it's like clockwork. They put you on the vans, and it's about a 5-minute drive down to the marina. You try to find your boat the first day, and once you find your boat, you realize this is going to be awesome. The boats are so nice and comfortable and well kept, and the captains are just amazing.
They are.
And then
Kingfisher has the best.
And then what's what you go there for. The fishing is fantastic up there. I mean, I would almost venture to say you don't go fishing in Sitka, you go catching, every day.
True.
Salmon, halibut, those yellow eye are just amazing. Those giant rock cod that remind you of the old cow cod days, and lingcod. And
Doug was the master of the big lingcod.
Oh, really?
And he'll be modest and try to say that he wasn't. Like, Doug had giant ones every day, like giant ones.
Giant ones. Any over the slot limit?
No, I think
close, huh?
I think I came close. I think it's 55 inches, and I think it was 52 inches.
Oh,
yeah, dude, he's like that.
Oh, that's a giant.
And he had a scale on the boat, so I weighed 52 pounds.
Oh,
so that's
are you kidding me?
That's a monster Lingosaurus right there.
Oh my gosh, that is a giant.
That was literally.
I hope you got a photo.
Yeah, I got some photos.
All right, good.
That was literally, he was pulling the anchor on the last day, and I roped that thing up. So.
My goodness.
And that beat his 40-pounder from the day before.
Oh,
yeah.
They're just huge.
On bait, jig?
No, the kind of the key to those things is fishing the jig. You use a 12 to 16 ounce lead head and one of those Kalen grubs. It's a little bit of work, but if you stick with it, you're going to catch everything. Halibut, yellow eye, big lingcod.
Were you doing it rock cod Rick style? No bait, just straight jigging?
You tip it with a little piece of salmon belly.
I mean, you didn't fish bait at all on the halibut ground?
There were bait rods out, and if one latched on and it was kind of my turn, I wound it in.
But you were working it.
I'm not opposed, but yeah, I fished the jig for the most part, and it's, you feel the bite, and some of the bites on those halibut are pretty aggressive. I mean, they stop you in your tracks, and I had drag ripped off a couple of times. I mean, you're talking. I didn't catch any huge ones, but I mean, these halibut are from 30 to 90 pounds, and you got something on there pretty instantly.
Yeah.
Fishing straight Spectra on a stiff rod and
at 400
Trinidad
feet or whatever,
30,
right?
and you get stopped in your tracks pretty hard. There was a 200-pounder caught within the group. One of our customers on another boat, they had a 100-pounder and a 200-pounder.
Sweet.
Same day.
Jim from National City, who calls the show all the time.
Yeah,
he went up with a group of 4 buds, and I know they had a cow-sized halibut, which is crazy. It was so cool.
That's awesome. Good times, and of course, Kingfisher. Just the first night you texted me the picture of the Dungeness crab feast. I was like, oh man, you're killing me here.
Oh,
we all. Yeah. You were very much missed, as you know. I mean, the group really likes having you up there, and so much fun. And I know you go every other year, so we're excited to have you on the next one. But we all had talked about, Pete wouldn't be okay if we didn't all rally up and go for round 2 of Dungeness. And
absolutely.
And we did it, in Pete's honor. That's our favorite dinner up there. And we told all the
steaks and Dungeness crab. The food's amazing.
It is amazing.
The food is amazing. And, talking about that crab, they bring us all this giant Dungeness crab. And so then they're all talking about, well, Pete, wouldn't would hate it if we didn't order seconds. So
absolutely.
When they brought the second one, it was way bigger than the first one. Oh my God!
Everyone was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I can do this or not." But,
man.
But we did it.
Yeah, we pulled it off.
Way to go, guys! All right.
Keep you proud.
All right, for sure. Well, thanks again to Seth and all the guys up at Kingfisher Charters. Once again, the finest operation in Cincinnati.
There's no doubt.
Everything is dialed. And how they do that every year, year after year, we always amaze at it. You know, it's just like every year it is absolutely dialed.
There are so many moving parts that go to an operation like that you just don't see, and that's like it's like a long range boat. Like that's the key to knowing that you do such a good job is you don't realize how hard the guys behind the scene are working. I mean, when you pay for your trip, literally the second you step off the plane, there's somebody standing there with a Kingfisher Charter sign, and they're so smooth. All the transportation, all the food, all the fishing, all the fish processing, just everything is so handled there. They do such an awesome job, and it's such a cool experience.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, if you want to go next year, I have the dates posted on our trips page. Let'sTalkHookup.com. Go to the trips page, 21st Annual Kingfisher Charters. Good little advice, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Because it fills. It is so popular, and it is the best value in an Alaska fishing vacation period.
And it's such a prime time of year. I mean, Pete, you've said it a bunch of times. You know, the reason we have the reason it's the 18th annual is because we've been doing it for a lot of years, and that's how Pete was able to secure these dates.
This will be the 21st annual, by the way.
Yeah, that's, excuse me, 18 years of myself going, 21 years of, and that's the reason is because it's been so. That's the prime time.
Prime week.
You get the fantastic king salmon fishing. With the opportunity at catching very good, we had 14. One day we had limits of king salmon, we had 14 coho salmon, we had limits of yellow eye, we had limits of halibut, we had limits of rockfish, and you get all of that crazy good fishing with the fantastic weather usually.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, you had a couple issues with weather today.
Just like anything. Keep saying all the things. You've said it forever. If you don't like the weather, just wait a minute because it'll change. And that's exactly what it was. The day we arrived, it looked like it would today. Sunny, blue skies, 70 degrees. Doug and myself and Dad and Chris, we went for a float plane flight around Sitka. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Awesome.
That was awesome. That's the first time in a float plane, Doug?
No, I've been in a float plane up there before. But this, if you can imagine the scenery up there, and it was exactly like what we would experience with the Santa Ana condition, where you can see, from the coast out to San Clemente Island. Well, we could see mountains, and we could see islands, and we saw whales, and we saw the salmon guys setting their nets, and I mean the snow up on the mountain and going over the glacier, and the scenery was just amazing. And I mean, this guy flew us between peaks where sometimes you're 100 to 200 feet from a 3,000-foot peak, so you're looking right down. You saw the animal tracks in the snow. Yeah, it was just unbelievably gorgeous, and that was a highlight for sure.
And then the next day.
25 knots sustained, rain sideways, freezing cold.
Welcome to Alaska.
Yeah, but with that said, limits around all the way around. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
You put on your gear and you fish, and you don't really think about it. I mean, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I mean.
Okay, I got to ask, Rick. I know you were going to take the AFCO anhydrous for the first time.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say.
Hear the report on the anhydrous from AFCO.
Let Doug tell
you had it too,
because Doug would be way more unbiased than myself.
Well, I'm a San Diego boy, and I fish the skiff, and I don't care what the weather is. I wear shorts and a T-shirt, and you just don't do that up there. And so I was kind of apprehensive about layering up and all this stuff. And I mean, I've donned the foul weather gear before, and I just hate it. I lived in that stuff for 3 days. You just put it on in the morning. You take it off at night. It is lightweight. It is super comfortable. If you get, halibut slime from lifting your 70-pound halibut up for a picture, you just squirt yourself off with the hose. It is so comfortable, and I mean, I can't say enough about it.
Yes.
I was so thrilled I had it.
Yeah.
It is the best I've ever had by such a high it was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's not cheap. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
It's an investment for sure, but it's a garment you're going to have forever. I mean, extremely high-end, and up there it was
so lightweight, too, when you're traveling.
You got it, dude. And just in wearing, you know, I mean, like Doug, I'm the same. I mean, we're San Diego boys. Like, putting on 5 layers of clothes and being this stiff, you know, gingerbread man isn't an option. Yeah. And so, you know, to have a pair of regular pants and a T-shirt and, you know, and then just a sweatshirt and just this completely mobility. I mean, you want to talk about waterproof, but also comfort and breathable and all those things. Because, you know, when you're jigging and catching big fish, you get heated up, so you can't have that while you're wearing 5 layers of non-breathable clothes. It was just, it is the best. And it's expensive, like you say. I mean, you pay for the best, but that's exactly what it is. It was so good.
Cool. Well, glad you guys had such a great
trip. We had a blast.
We'll look forward to going next year. And if you want to go next year again, don't delay. Book the trip with Kingfisher Charters. All the information's on our website, on the trips page. It's right on Father's Day, the 17th of June, 2018. Leaves on Father's Day, and you'll fish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fly back Thursday. Or you can do what you guys did, go in a day early, which is always a good idea. See the town of Sitka. A day is enough, right?
I would highly advise that, just in case your flight comes in late, you know, or something like that. But if everything goes smoothly on the airlines and you've got a full day to just enjoy the town, it's about the right amount of time. You can see most of it, you know, in a day, and, you know, hopefully get some nice weather and check it out.
Yeah, so do it. KingfisherCharters.com, right on the front page of our website. Again, you can link on to the Kingfisher Charters website. Just click on the Kingfisher Charters banner on the front page of our website. Check it out. I just am thrilled that you guys had such a great day. And I know Grant Christensen went, our casting master, who, by the way, will be doing the casting contest a week from today at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. We'll talk more about that later. But you guys, Gary White, the master halibut man.
Oh, yeah.
Big Fish Gary White did his thing again. Of course he did. I think he had number 2 Big Fish halibut, but he's just consistent on catching big ones. The guy has just got it.
Roger Colwell, of course, a great guy that helps us out at the Long Beach Convention Center for the Fred Hall Show and stuff. Yeah. Well,
and a great group of listeners too. I mean, that's the fun thing about Kingfisher is just you know, everybody eats dinner together and BSing and telling fishing stories, and I'll come up to the room and have a glass of wine, and it was just awesome, man. It's such a good trip, and I just hope if you're looking for a very fun fishing Alaska experience, I just so highly encourage you to come join us, because it's a blast and it's so easy.
Yeah. So get on it and just take Dad fishing next year.
There you go.
Cool way to spend Father's Day.
Yeah, and you're taking your dad fishing again next year.
Better believe it, man. Absolutely. We wouldn't ever miss it. That's for sure.
Fantastic. All right. Well, what's going on? Okay, Doug, you come back. You worked in the shop yesterday at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. I must say that it was nice weather this week, but you didn't miss a lot of fishing going on here.
No, you know, it's not the wide open fishing maybe that we had last year, but, you know, I got caught up, and there's stuff going on all the way from Mexico up to Catalina and on the coast and offshore, and, you know, the bluefin are still around in huge numbers. It's a new sport that we've invented called tuna watching. You're going to see some...
It's quite the spectators.
Yes, you're going to see some, you know, big schools of, you know, 20 to 30s and 50 to 100s and 100s to 200s. The Yummy Flyer is getting the big ones. It's a low percentage, high reward kind of fishing, but definitely the guys that are putting their time in, both the sport boats and the private boats, are hooking these big fish on the Yummies. There are some yellowfin around offshore as well. They are tending to be that 25 to 50 pound stuff, mixed in with a porpoise, occasional cedar plug strike like that, occasional foamer with some popper fish. But those fish just haven't settled in and started getting with it. But at some point when they do, it's likely to be pretty fantastic. And the kelp patty yellowtail are back. Scores of you know, limit style fishing for some of the boats. I know the Prowler called in yesterday with limits. I think maybe the Tribute in the Rollo tournament. I mean the
Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea.
Yeah, Kids at Sea.
That Tuna Wars 3.
I think they had 53 yellowtail along with their few tuna on the Tribute. And then, you know, some of the islands fishing. I know some of the three-quarter-day boats are back at the Coronados, and also guys are fishing Clemente and Catalina. There's some fish in the middle grounds. And actually,
there's fish around.
It's kind of mixed fishing like we should see at the Coronados. There's tonnage on the bonita. Some of those are biting. A lot of barracuda, the bass fishing, occasional halibut down there, and the yellowtail are running from 5 to 25 pounds, occasional big, 30-pounder.
BD Outdoors Yellowtail Shootout today.
Yeah.
82 teams?
82 teams.
82 teams today
that.
for the Yellowtail. Congratulations to the staff of BD Outdoors and the success of that event. So if you see a lot of boats fishing Yellowtail today,
know why? They're fishing for a lot of money. I think Dallas said there was like $50,000 in.
$50,000.
How's
that
for some yellowtail fishing?
Yeah.
That's really
for
cool.
a one-day event. Yeah, fantastic. Well, congratulations to the BD Outdoors people for that successful event. But there's some good yellowtail fishing around. There's some potential good tuna fishing around.
There is.
And bass fishing is off the charts.
So the calico bass fishing, you're getting 100-plus released on each half-day trip with 40 to 50 legals kept. And I was coming back down the dock from having lunch yesterday at Pizza Nova, and I saw 63 people boarding the Dolphin.
Yeah.
So people are responding.
Yeah.
So that fishing's good. We've got 4 to 5 inch anchovies. We've got back to sardines or that 5 to 7 inch normal stuff again. So maybe you don't have to fish a 1-0 hook and 20 pound on the tuna anymore. Maybe you can go to 25 or 30 and a 2-0 hook. So there's actually quite a bit going on. There's some squid up north, at Catalina. A lot of things are coming to life. It's June. It's almost July. Shoot the fireworks off and go fishing.
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff.
Is okay. Bill Poole used to say, shoot the fireworks off, go catch albacore. Is it still going to happen? Is it possible?
It's already happening.
Albacore?
In the Northwest.
Yeah, in the Northwest. So pretty much it's done for us.
You can't say that.
You can't say that. I'm still holding out.
I will never predict fish, and especially I will never predict albacore, but you don't know what we're going to get. And that's the beauty of fishing is it unfolds in ways that you don't anticipate. You think, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And who knew last year we were going to do the full foamer popping thing? Well, who knows what this year is going to hold?
Totally.
That's one more aspect of our fishing now is we've all got a popper rod and some poppers, but we don't know what's going to happen, and that's what makes it fun. And every time you go out, it's something different and something crazy happens.
What's so cool right now, too, is just knowing that big fish is still around. I know, Pete, you said you saw it this week in the schools, those giant ones. And while most of the fish that we're catching are bigger than average, I would say. There's the bluefin and yellowfin both. It's not footballs.
No.
These aren't 5 and 10 and 15 pounders. Our average fish is a 20 to 40 pound bluefin. But in addition to chasing those fish, every day you go, there's shots at cows. Legitimate 16-day trip, 200-pound tuna are right now somewhere foaming 30 miles from the shore. It's all the time at some point right now you've got a shot at catching that big fish.
Yeah,
it makes it so exciting.
Well, and also, if you're following us on Facebook, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show, you got to see Ricky did a great job posting every day pictures from the daily Kingfisher Charters trip up there. But we keep track of things on Facebook, too. So keep on it. And if you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show, that's the spot to do it. You can do it right on the front page of our website, letstalkhookup.com. On the top right corner, you'll see all the links to all our social media.
That's for sure. Well, as you can hear, we've just got such a great show, and so stoked to have Doug in here. We haven't even scratched the surface of Fisherman's Landing tackle info that this guy has. So fishing tackle and trips and everything to be had. It's going to be such a great day with Doug in here, and we're going to be enjoying taking your phone calls. If you want to call us this morning, get in on the fun. There's 2 ways that you can do that, and first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's the local number. Or if you want to reach us on our toll-free line, that one's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only going to be talking tackle, talking fishing, private boats and sport boats and long range and local, we've also got a great prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a $50 gift card to Fisherman's Landing Tackle Shop. Somebody's going to get to go on a little shopping spree and come in and hang out with Doug and the boys, and we're going to get you set up with some new gear. So, again, $50 coming your way. And if you want to get your shot, have all your fishing tackle questions answered, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
you feeling that itch to get out on the water? Come fishing on the American Angler and reacquaint yourself with some familiar faces and make new friends. Captain owners Brian Kiyohara and Sam Patella take pride in every aspect of the American Angler operation, from their loyal and trusted crew to the sashimi-grade fresh fish you'll take home. It's easy to find a vacation that fits your schedule. We have everything from day-and-a-half to 10-day trips and longer. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. We want you to become a part of the American Angler family.
Nothing is more exciting than fishing Cedros Island on a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And Cedros Kayak Fishing will hook you up on this amazing experience. Cedros Kayak Fishing offers deluxe accommodations in their beautiful secluded casita with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. Kayak tours are on Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience. Fly to Cedros and travel light, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by the staff. Cedros Kayak Adventures also has a fully outfitted panga and off-road truck and trailer to take you to super secluded spots. Fish where the others don't with Cedros Kayak Fishing. Come join Jeff and the gang for a great trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedroskayakfishing.com for more information and to book your trip.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half, three-quarter, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, look who's on the line. Captain Buzz from the Prowler at Fisherman's Landing. Good morning, Buzz.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Southland.
Good morning.
Good to be back, Buzz. Good morning.
Those are some killer pictures. I was following you guys.
We had a lot of fun posting, I can tell you that much, Buzz. What's going on the water?
Well, we just got in this morning off a day and a half, and we leave again this evening on an overnight trip.
Awesome.
We're watching that big fish rolling around, like you said, and it's really something to see that size fish this close. You just never get tired of it.
I mean, it's just unreal knowing that every trip that you go on, that every bait that you put in the water, there's an opportunity at catching a yellowfin, a bluefin, a fish of a lifetime, a great one for the barbecue. Like, all of those things are all options on every trip right now.
They absolutely are. We spend most of the morning fishing kelps, and it was good action. Most of it was the smaller yellowtail, but we did have one that was probably a 25-pounder. Just a beautiful fish.
Sweet. So you're going back out tonight?
We're back out tonight, and we're going to be looking for yellowtail and bluefin.
Weather looks good. Fishing prospects are good. Let's go fishing.
All we got to do is make them bite.
Exactly.
That sounds good to me, Buzz.
Point. They're going to bite.
They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, well, how do we get aboard the Prowler if we want to go fishing with Captain Buzz?
Call Fisherman's Landing at 619-221-8500 and ask for the Prowler.
Good job, Buzz. Thanks a lot for the report, and we'll look forward to hearing from your next trip.
Okay, have a good show, guys.
Thanks,
All
Buzz.
right, thanks for the call this morning. All right. Hey, you want to get through? It's been a busy morning. The only line available right now is our toll-free line, which is 877-792-1090. Let's go back on the water. Captain Chucky, we call him the pirate extraordinaire, is on the line. Good morning, Chucky.
What's up, Chucky?
Hey, good morning, Pete. Good morning, Rick. How are you guys this morning?
Very
great,
good.
buddy.
What are you doing? Where you are?
Yeah.
We're about 30 below San Catine, from Mag Bay. Pretty greasy water till we cross some Cedros. Water hasn't really got above 65 or 66. Pretty much greasy, lots of life, but not okay.
Yeah, okay. You're breaking up a little bit there, but just not a lot of life coming through as you're coming up into San Catine area.
Yeah, no, there's some ports. It looks like some bait, some just off-color green water, Pete, and 63-degree water. Okay, and make days like today make you wish you're at Walmart.
So does it look like albacore water to you, Chuck?
Yeah, it looks like it. We actually put some feathers out earlier there. That's what it kind of looked like. But we haven't seen any blue water there. We saw some just before the Cedros, and then coming across, we're back into the green, okay?
You're bringing the big boat up for the summer season to work up here, right?
Exactly. We had the wind at the Cape has been blowing 20 or 30 for the last 10 or so days, and up in the Gulf there, too, they've had the Cornwell winds, which normally blow for a couple hours at night. They start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they blow to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They had 20, 30 knots of wind. That was 2 or 3 weeks, so kind of rough conditions there.
Yeah, Roger. All right. Well, safe travels. When are you going to be up here?
Probably Monday morning, sometime Sunday afternoon or Monday morning.
All right.
Awesome, Chucky.
Well, good report there. Thanks for the report, and hopefully there's a whole bunch of albacore going to be on your jigs later on.
Exactly. You guys have a great show. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Chucky.
All right, Captain Chuck Robinson, world-famous pirate from Catalina. You'll see him wandering around up there at the Pesky's tournament, in a pirate suit.
Probably at the Marlin Club somewhere.
The Marlin Club.
Probably the best.
With a red cup in his hand.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That's
somewhere.
That's my boy. We have fun fishing with Chucky.
Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and jump into the phones.
Well, you got it. They are absolutely flat out jam-packed. There's only one line open if you want it, 877-792-1090. And let's start it off this morning with Don, who's calling us from Woodland Hills. Don, good morning. Thanks for starting us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Don.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, as people are starting to plan their trips, some of them are heading down to Guadalupe in the near future. What kind of hooks, Doug, would you recommend that you have in your arsenal just to cover any kind of bait situation we might run across?
Yep. Well, hooks are one of the cheaper things you can buy, and I always recommend that you take a wide variety of hooks really on any fishing trip because you don't know when you get to the bait receiver what you're going to have. You don't know if you might jig up some mackerel or some other types of bait, but our standard issue hooks, you want a circle hook for those yellowfin, and I would take hooks, from that 4.0 to 7.0 range, let's call it. Depends on the manufacturer of hook that you use, but, the fish may be at times a little bit more finicky, so you want a fairly strong hook, but not the thickest of wire hooks. But even with that said, you might take a mixture of that as well. Some lighter duty hooks for when they're shy, little heavier duty hooks when they're not. We like the Owner Mutus, we like the Mustads, we like the Gamakatsus, Eagle Claws. Any of those make hooks. Like that Nautilus, call it a 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. Then I also take some bigger J hooks. If you're going to drop or loop for yellowtail, maybe 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. Again, depending on the manufacturer, what style and what size, but I would always take a little bit of a variety. And then obviously you want to take some fluorocarbon leader material, and again, a little variety there. Those bigger fish, you're going to want to try and hook them on 100-pound if you can, but I would take 60, 80, and 100. And, then for the yellowtail, it's not as critical to have the fluorocarbon leader, but same thing, you're going fairly heavy for those things so they don't rock you, they don't kelp you, and so forth.
Doug, that's such good info because the problem, and Pete, you could attain this better than the both of us because you've been there so recently, is Guadalupe is one of those things where at times they bite the rope, and of course you want to have it to feed it to them, and then at other times it's Guadalupe like Guadalupe always was, where it's really finicky and you've got to fish for a bite, but you're fishing for fish that are much larger than the tackle that you need to be using, and you've just got to cover all those bases. And you can get it when it's in an up phase and they're biting heavy line, or you've got to scale all the way down to relatively small hooks and relatively light line, but still be prepared to catch a 100-pounder.
Absolutely. Same kind of thing held last fall for the yellowfin fishing. Look at that yellowfin.
Yep.
It was nice grade, 20 to 40-pound fish, but they were biting the number 2, number 4 hook. That's a tiny little hook, right? But if you went up to like a 1-0 or a 2-0, you didn't get a bite.
That's
if you
right.
went down to the smaller hook, you got a bite. Same kind of deal sometimes at Guadalupe.
But on a multi-day trip, conditions can change, and if you bring what the last trip brought and it changes, then you might be out in the cold. So bring a variety of hooks on every trip.
Absolutely. Good advice. And certainly when you're in Guadalupe and you're fishing a smaller hook, you got to use that circle hook, that Nautilus
Yes.
circle hook.
Yeah, you got to hook them in the corner of the mouth so they don't chafe you off.
Yeah,
yep.
for sure.
Good call.
Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning and getting us started here, Don.
All right, why don't we jump right back into the phones and talk to Vinny, who's calling us from Carlsbad this morning. Hi, Vinny. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
What's up, Vinny?
Hey, yeah, I got a question for Doug. I'm going on the 3-day trip on the Royal Star that leaves this Wednesday. And I'm wondering what size flat fall and what color would you recommend taking?
Okay, good question, because the flat fall really has been the most effective jig all season for the bluefin tuna and the yellowfin as well. And there's really, that you're going to want to go with the larger end of the spectrum. If you get into the school-sized fish and, you're using your traditional 40-pound jig stick, that 160 has been a real good size. But any time that you sense or that the captain tells you that there are larger fish present, that's when you want to go with the 200 or even the 250, because you want to fish that on much heavier line, say, 80 or 100-pound braided line with a 60 or 80-pound, little piece of top shot, or you can tie it directly to the braid if you want to. I always recommend a very heavy leader on those, because those bigger bluefin have teeth and they'll chafe you off. So 100-pound or 130-pound fluorocarbon, a little 2-foot piece on there is a good call. And, you want the jig to sink kind of slowly through the zone, but when you go to the heavier line, you've got to have at least a 200 or maybe a 250 size. So if I was going to take one, it would be a 200. If I was going to take multiples, maybe a 160, a 200, and a 250. Color probably doesn't matter as much as presenting the right size and getting it into the water column where the fish are. That glow-in-the-dark has been the popular jig, and whether or not it's catching more fish, I don't know. There were a lot of fish early that were biting in the gray, and so everybody's using the glow-in-the-dark, and that was doing quite well. But I like that sardine color. That's our traditional blue and silver color. There's only about 6 or 7 colors, and honestly, they all work. So just make sure that you've got something with you like that, and it's tied up on a dedicated rod so that you can grab it without having to retie your bait hooks and your jigs at all time.
In terms of rigging those, because we hear a lot of people talk about getting chafed off and things like that. Could you maybe explain what the right way to you mentioned having a piece of fluoro, the right way to have one of those things rigged up? If a guy was going to catch maybe both on the school size tuna and the big one, how would you set those things up so that you maximized your chances of catching a big one?
Yep. I mean, I take a 130-pound leader, fluorocarbon leader material, take about a 2-foot piece, and I crimp them on there. And we like to use a little piece of some kind of chafe tubing or a chafing spring, and you just put that around the existing ring. Or we even pre-make leaders. We put a very heavy-duty split ring on there, and then you can just split ring it onto the jig itself. And then at the other end, we have these very high tensile strength Spro swivels. They're little barrel swivels. They're pretty small, but a little small size one might be like 350-pound test. And so it's kind of stealthy. But again, there have been some 100 to even 150-pound tuna caught in these flat falls and bigger. So, you want to have a fairly strong little swivel on there. Or you could probably use a little black ring as well. But those Spro swivels are the bomb.
That's cool.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up an 877-792-1090 line.
All right, next up, let's talk to Mike. He's calling us from El Cajon this morning. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Mike.
Well, good morning, guys. Thank you for taking my call. Sounds like my question kind of got answered, but I was going to ask on the large bluefin or yellowfin that come around once they settle down. If you want to target just the larger fish down below, what would be the go-to jig or how to rig it? And it sounds like you answered my question, but I will say this. It sounds like Doug had the experience that I had when I went to Alaska. It's just phenomenal up there. It really is.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing up there. I wanted to address your dropping down for those big bluefin. There's another way to do it, and it's quite effective. If you take a 4 to 6 ounce torpedo sinker and take some rubber bands with you, and if you rubber band that sinker about 4 or 5 feet up above your hook, you can drop a nose hook sardine down into the zone, and they don't seem to care when it's down deep quite as much about being stealthy. You can use your 60-pound fluorocarbon leader and some 80-pound braided line and a nice Talica 20 or something like that, and you'll hook some big ones down deep that way. Listen to if you're on a sport boat, listen to what the captain's saying. It's funny, but a lot of times every stop, I meter them at 180 feet. Same thing next stop. I meter them at 180 feet. And try to sense getting down into that, 160 to 200-foot zone and just work, the bait up and down through there if you're in a long stop. Bring it up, a few cranks, drop it back down through, and you'll get a bite.
Indeed. Hey, Mike, thanks a lot for the call this morning. And I know Mike had his first Alaska experience with us last year at Kingfisher Charters, and like he said, there's nothing. Marty used to say it. There's nothing like Alaska.
It's an eye opener.
There's nothing like it. And like you said earlier, it's the only place you can almost guarantee you're going to catch fish.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no guarantee, but it is about as close to a guarantee as you get.
Yes.
Right?
I would.
And the thing that blows me away is not only is it that close to a guarantee that you're going to catch, like it's that close to a guarantee to damn near limit out on everything. Where do you ever say that?
And we didn't talk about the Kingfisher Charters fish processing.
Oh my gosh.
The best in the world, for sure.
Yeah.
In Alaska, no doubt. You guys brought back boxes of 50 pounds of filleted, perfectly trimmed, vacuum-packed salmon, halibut, rockfish.
Yeah, reminded me a lot of Fisherman's processing type operation.
Oh, yeah, same kind of deal. Perfectly trimmed.
But you roll in, and there are a few guys back there, and they're, for hours. You go to bed, and they're out there filleting, and you get up, and they're putting the frozen fish in the boxes. I mean, it's a behind-the-scenes, thing that goes on like you were talking about. You don't see all the effort and the number of people, but those guys are working hard every day, making sure you've got pristine products.
Super high quality.
Yep.
Sean calls the product of Fisherman's Processing table ready, and that's not something that many people can claim.
Nope.
Almost none, to be honest with you, where it's truly open the pack and put it on the grill, and that's definitely the type of product that they put out at Kingfisher Charters.
Yeah, no
Sean would be proud of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it rivals. Maybe he fashioned it after them.
Who knows, man? Who knows? And they just like Fisherman's Processing, those guys take steps. As they grow, they take steps to accommodate. And I know Fisherman's Processing did the same thing last year, and Kingfisher did it a couple of years ago. That the volume of people and the volume of the fish that they catch was such that they built the highest end giant blast freezer so that it takes the fish down to a temperature that's appropriate for shipping. I mean, we had a little delay in Seattle yesterday, and then we had a little snafu getting our fish off the plane yesterday. I mean, our fish got put into a box in Sitka at about 4 o'clock in the morning. It didn't come out of the box to be put into our freezer until 9 o'clock last night. Pete, I mean, rock hard perfect. And it's because they bring that temperature down so cold, and that's how you get that killer. That's how it lasts so long.
And then they put them in those blankets inside the box, which makes a huge difference, too.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
No, it's a great product. And I might add, too, while we're on the subject, we're fortunate to have 3 of the finest Alaska operations that support and work with us here at Let's Talk Hookup. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska, for the ultimate ocean opportunity at salmon and halibut in Alaska.
Hardcore fishing, best ever.
Yes, absolutely. Then Katmai Lodge, which we'll be going to in July, the ultimate river opportunity with bears and eagles, and the ultimate kind of a wild Alaska experience for salmon and giant trout, Dolly Varden, and just an incredible remote Alaska experience. They're the best at what they do. And then in August, we go to Whalers Cove Lodge, which is another phenomenal ocean fishing opportunity in the protected waters, 100 miles from any other lodge, anywhere else. And they do it the best, just like Kingfisher, fantastic fish processing. You bring boxes of perfectly done fish. And you also have an opportunity to go fish up in the fjords and such like that for salmon and trout and such like that.
Whalers Cove offers, too, a very unique opportunity. If you've been wanting to do a really fun trip, don't get me wrong, it's an epic trip to go on with the boys for sure. But if you ever thought about bringing your wife or girlfriend or significant person that you wanted to go take fishing, any person maybe that just doesn't do well with big weather, Whalers offers such a unique opportunity because they're so far up inside, I believe it's the Chatham Straits, that you get, flat, calm water.
And you're
virtually
10 minutes
always
from the lodge when you start fishing.
on a long run.
On a long run.
If you're on a slow boat, you're 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like it is right
It's a
there.
little different at Kingfisher. You got to run.
Yep.
Yeah, before you're fishing. But so different opportunity. My point is, if you're thinking about next year, 2018, it's not too early to think about an Alaska vacation, fishing vacation next year. We have 3 golden opportunities for you. Certainly the Kingfisher is up on our website, and we will have opportunities for you at Whalers as well as Katmai next year. Keep tabs on our trips page of our website, hookup1090.com.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more catch reports, all kinds of great info. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the docks, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe us? Just listen to what Southern California's own Captain Pete Grosbeck says. He says, we're very impressed with the whole operation of the Seakeeper. We live bait a lot. We go slow, which puts us in the trough. And now basically there is no trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, the gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post, bringing installation down to a mere 2 days. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to seakeeper.com. Take a ride. Be amazed. Seakeeper. Have you ever purchased a surface iron or yo-yo jig and soon the paint is almost gone? Happens all the time, but not with Pacific Lures. Their goal to build a jig that looks like bait and lasts. And that is exactly what you get at Pacific Lures. The powder-coated jig body is extremely durable with high-resolution digital imagery of actual bait fish like mackerel, sardine, and squid. A TIG-welded solid stainless steel ring gives superior strength and no corrosion. It's digital, so Pacific Lures can do custom jigs too. Buy online at pacificlures.com or selected retailers. That's pacificlures.com.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and True Line. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
It's time for our Power Pro 30-second seminar, and I tell you what, with Power Pro, what I like about it is the knot strength. You tie a knot with Power Pro, whether it be a John Collins knot, an Albright knot, back-to-back uni, they hold and work with Power Pro.
Yeah, the line is just not stiff. It's the perfect amount of round. It has good abrasion resistance, and it's just easier for connections than other types of line out there.
Indeed. Power Pro at your favorite tackle store, or check out powerpro.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey, we have our fish spotter extraordinaire, Mr. Tom Green from the Sac Spotter Plane. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Good morning, Rick.
Great to have you on the show. What are you flying out there? What are you seeing?
You know, Pete, I wasn't able to get out this week. The weather really wasn't good, and then we had some other issues. But we're looking forward to tomorrow and next week really getting back after it.
Yeah, for sure, because the weather, except for yesterday, which you were on my boat yesterday, was the only day that was really flyable, right?
Yeah, no, we've had some pretty awful weather here, so we'll get back at it. We're going to have some fun here coming up.
Yeah, still.
Boy, that was quite a deal yesterday, though. I really appreciate the ride. What a different perspective being on the boat. That's the first time I've been on a boat in a long time.
and let me tell you guys, this guy has eyes like I've never seen before. I mean, he sees stuff. I mean, I'm looking at a spot of fish. It's like, it could be a spot of fish. No, it's dolphin. That could be a dolphin. No, that's fish.
No way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just bare eye, just not even with binos. It's like I hand him a pair of binos. He don't want the binos.
That's what I need these things for.
Yeah.
That's cool, Tom.
Yeah, well, you know, if I haven't learned something in 45 years, I better quit.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. But yeah, we had a fun day on my boat field research yesterday, doing a favor for the guys at the tuna pens there, and it's Baja Aqua Farms is actually the name of the company, and we took some guys from NOAA as well as IATTC, the Intertropical Tuna Commission, out to observe a transfer of fish from one pen to the other offshore, right, Tom?
Yeah, no, that's what the whole thing is all about. It was really great. We had representatives from the U.S. and from, like you said, from IATTC and also Mexico, and just going over everything, showing how we keep track of every fish. They go in, we know exactly what boat they go into, what pen they go into. Then they transfer them to make exact counts, and all this is done for transparency, so we know exactly how much fish we catch and make sure we stay within our sustainability. And they're doing a great job. I'm really impressed with the company, how well they keep track of everything, and how well they want to share with all their information with the scientific community. Because you know it's important not just to the company itself, but you know it's important to all the sport fishermen here too, because we want more fish just like you do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So Ross, he's kind of the head guy for Baja Aqua Farms, right?
Well, he's the head guy for their farm. He's the head man on their farm. Ted Dunn is the head man for their fishing part of it. Ross is on the farm, and then Benito is the head of Baja Aqua Farms.
Okay, so we got to observe the feeding at the Coronado Islands there, where they run it down a tube. I posted one of those photos this morning on our Instagram as well as our Facebook. Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show or Hookup 1090 on Instagram. I posted that photo. You'll see, well, those were like 100, 150-pound fish kind of just bowling around underneath the tube there.
Wasn't that nice, watching those big fins come up? That was nice. That was really nice.
And then we went offshore and got to observe them moving fish and counting fish from one pen to the other. They had two pens together back behind the 425 there. Actually, it was about 28 miles from Point Loma.
Yeah, we actually saw a school of tuna not too far away from them.
Yeah, it came up and boiled around for us, and we didn't have any fishing equipment with us. It was an observation trip, but you guys actually got to see how they count the fish on a video, and they actually the way they keep track. They know exactly how many fish, how big they are, and everything that's in each one of those pens, right?
That's true. They've got a software program that measures every fish that swims through, and you know, with their with the software, they know how much they weigh, or you know, pretty close to what they weigh. They may be a few grams off, but a
few grams.
And then they keep track of each fish as they go. I mean, it's totally amazing how they've got it.
Yeah,
it's computers or something else.
And you know, I questioned Ross quite a bit about the sardine.
Take, right, sure.
Because I've had concerns about them overfishing the sardine, and they have a quota on sardine. And,
absolutely, they have a tough quota, and then
I didn't know that at
all of the sardine they catch is in Mexican waters. They don't catch anything sardine-wise. And so tell us about that. They have 5 different boats that fish sardine for them?
They have five sardine boats. And really, when you start considering 5 sardine boats in 400 miles of coastline, that's not many boats. I promise you, that's not any way possible that 4 or 5 boats could overfish.
And then also they have a pretty severe quota also on the amount of bluefin tuna they can take, too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's a quota set up for Mexico, well, actually for the West Coast. And our company, if they wanted to, or whatever company could catch whatever they wanted until that quota's full. But what we do, the company that I work for, they fill whatever our pins can take, and then we stop. And so that's how we do it. The other companies, Dumex and Cervex, they just keep fishing. But as soon as we get to what we think that we can take care of properly and sustainably, then we stop.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, hopefully, you know, and I know all this cooperation that you guys are doing with Mexico will maybe help stop those other guys from overfishing it too. So.
Well, I certainly hope so. It's a big hope of ours, and it's like I say, it's for the good of everything. In the last few years, our fishing has just continued to get better and better, and I really give that to Ted and the company because we started targeting bigger fish, and that allowed the other fish to grow up. So it just gives you more numbers out there, and it's paid off big time for everybody.
It's quite an impressive operation. I had no idea how big, multi-millions of dollars, how big Baja Aquafarms is. It's a big, high-dollar operation, right, Tom?
Oh, it's the largest tuna farm in the world.
Yeah,
wow,
it's a big deal. Yeah,
it was number 2 until Ted Dunn and I came to him, and I believe we've made him number 1.
Yeah, well, of course, man. With all your spotting, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And Ted's fish catching ability. There you go. But it was quite an education. I learned a lot about that, and it's certainly we hope that your efforts lead toward better conservation in the future for both the sardine as well as the bluefin tuna resource. It was good education, and now get your tail back up in the sky and find us some fish, Tom.
Find us some biters, Tom.
I'll be out there tomorrow. We'll go get them.
Can you coax them into biting for us?
Well, I wished I could.
All right. All right. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Thanks again for the ride,
right.
Pete. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. All right. Very
bye.
good. Hey, Wayne from CCA California is on the line. What's up, Wayne?
How you guys doing today?
Morning, Fantastic. Wayne. Big event at Shimano headquarters today.
Huge event at Shimano headquarters tonight. 5 to 8 p.m. We've got our fundraiser, beer, food, and music, and we're going to party. Man, we can't wait, you know. Talking about Tom right there, right? Cedros Sport Fishing, right? And Rosie came by and she offered us up a trip to raffle off tonight.
Sweet.
So that's an awesome thing. And if that's not enough to entice you, Dave Pfeiffer put his boat up, the Trinidad, the 32 CV, for a trip for 2 to 3 people on a live auction item.
No way.
How cool is that?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, how many people get to go fish with the man, the president and CEO of Shimano?
How about that?
On the coolest boat ever.
And one of the best fishermen I know.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I mean, and he's supplying, all the tackle. So how can you miss?
Cool.
And you get to set this trip up the way you want to do it. You want to go fish off at San Clemente, or you want to go after tuna? It's up to you guys to arrange it with him, as long as you do it this year.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
So if you don't have tickets, you can still buy tickets and support CCA and come to this event tonight.
Absolutely. Come to the door, and we'll take care of you. It's $60 a head. It goes from 5 to 8 p.m. tonight. We got a lot going on. It's going to be a very quick, have a good time, party on, and we'll make sure that you're taken care of with the food and the drink, and you'll have plenty of music to listen to. We got a band named Professor Columbo coming out to play.
Fantastic. Going to be a great fundraiser, a really fun event at Shimano headquarters, 1 Holland Drive in Irvine. Check ccacal.org, right, Wayne?
Absolutely.
Directions, more information. Just come to the event and buy a ticket at the door and support CCA.
Absolutely. That sounds great.
Keep up the great work, Wayne.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour of Let's Talk Hookup. We're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting, all kinds of great stuff. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
I got my line in the water. I
The season is here. It's time to go fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The hottest new reel for inshore or offshore fishing is the Shimano Tranx 300 and 400. With 2 gear ratios, power handle or paddle handle, the new Tranx fills the gap for small and powerful level wind reels. Everyone knows how great the Shimano Tranx 500 is, so now you have it all. Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the all-new Tranx models in stock and ready to fish. Visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego or on the web at saltwatertackle.com. Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hard-working crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering great half-day and now three-quarter-day open party trips. Book online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina resort and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Bessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
The bluefin are abundant this year, but getting them to bite is another story. But if you're willing to chase them, there's an opportunity to land the catch of a lifetime. Now, getting the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford is much less effort, because the gigantic summer sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealer. Choose from a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, and save big on interest charges with 0 APR long-term financing. On top of that, your Ford dealer will give you an additional bonus $100 for your qualified trade. This special offer is available to anyone who gets approved through Ford Motor Credit. You'll also find great deals on new Ford Super Duty, Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. So why chase deals all over town when you can land the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV you've always wanted during the Ford Summer Sales Event? Stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.